Hello dear viewers, welcome back to Musings of Maverick channel. I'm Maverick, and right now we're going to be watching episode 21 of Vinland Saga. So, with last episode, Knut finally reached friendly forces, at least as friendly as can be, especially now that he's reached a sort of compromise with his father, in no small part thanks to Askeladd, and things are relatively dangerous, but still looking overall up for him, right? With that said, at the end of the last episode, it seemed that time fast forward again into February of the next year, and with that, Swain Forkspear is about to kick the bucket, right? Now, I am quite interested to see if they are going to continue with the, I guess, more historically accepted fact of a natural death, or are they going to try to play it into some sort of assassination that caused him to fall this early, right? And then after that, well, the power struggles begin. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode and see what's gonna happen. Alrighty, we started with the opening this time, so I skipped that, and let's begin in the episode in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. Well, their society was built on slaves. Reunion. That's Eric, right? Yeah. So he's been searching for him for 11 years? What? Who's this? No. Oh, Knut and Askeladd. Capital in York? I mean, it is closer to Denmark. It's in the north of England. It's also quite near Gainsborough, actually. You saw? Thorfinn. No, he saw Askeladd. Did Forsman come? Oh, assassination? What? What? And then, what? I mean, Thorfinn has to be there because Askeladd told him to be there. Hey, there we go. The reunion between Thorfinn and Eric. Certainly a surprising reunion. Does Thorfinn remember him? It's called a craftsman. Oh, word got around quick. What the hell is this? I assume this is another one of it's a fake? No, wait, what? What? Okay. Okay, she took the bullet for him. So, a fake assassination plot on Knut, I think. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. I thought it was a... Damn, I can't really... As I was saying, I thought, you know, I literally thought it was a sort of plan within a plan by Askeladd. All right. I believe he said last episode Bjorn is dying, right? Is this goodbye forever? Dylan? This guy knows what's up. Get the rumors going. Now planting some misinformation. And this rumor had to have came out from Askeladd. Or maybe it could have just naturally happened. Okay, okay. Yeah, it was him that hired the assassin. Okay, okay, so I wasn't wrong. That's right. See, this is what I've been saying for the past 20 episodes. It's a different situation for the Norse. The kings can't just do whatever they want. This guy's gonna double cross them, isn't he? I agree, Askeladd. Yeah, it sometimes works to have a known spy, so you can feed them information that you want them to know. Nice. This is how intrigue works. Lighten up, Thorfinn. If you didn't use your head, you wouldn't have been able to win against Forkel either. Yeah, against. The most loyal of Ashlad's followers. And I'm assuming the reason he wants to do this is because even till the end, he still believes the dying on the battlefield kind of mantra. somehow I feel like this applies to Thorfinn as well. Damn. This is probably the first stuff I actually care about. And there we go. Yet another great episode. See you guys in a second. And so ends the life of Bjorn, the only friend and trusted companion of Askeladd. And I actually do believe him when he says that, when, he admitted that Bjorn was his only friend there, because number one, we know that Askeladd's not really the type to tell a mercy lie just because someone's dying. He's mostly like, screw it, I don't care about you, you're gonna die, so what, right? He's not the type of person who is going to say anything specifically just because of that. And number two, we can see that Askeladd has always treated Bjorn with a little bit of difference from the others, right? At the very least, we know that he trusts him, as can be evidenced from all the, especially just from the last arc, where Bjorn and Thorfinn were the only ones who Askeladd actually confided in regards to his true intentions and so on and so forth, right? So, I don't know. I really like Bjorn's character, right? Even to the end here, we can see that he's not in this for the money or even the glory or whatnot, or even any ideals. He just fights along with Askeladd because he respects him and he wants to be close to him, and he died because of it, right? He really didn't have any there's no need for him to risk his life for Knut there, going berserk and whatnot, and eventually succumbing to the consequences of his actions. But yeah, he's just loyal to Askeladd and a good man, and so now, well, he's dead, right? So, my heart goes out to him, honestly. Like, I wasn't kidding when I said that this might be the first death of, all the deaths we've seen here that actually, moved me a bit. I know, I'm a bit heartless with Thor and all that, but come on. For a lot of them, they still, died trying to fulfill their own beliefs or whatnot, and him, Bjorn, he's just a simple man. So, yeah. But anyways, that's not the point of this episode. The real point of this episode is the entire plot, right? The fake assassination plot on the prince. So that was my thought in the first place, that this was probably some plan that Askeladd cooked up in order to sway public sentiment and pin the blame on the king, right? Now, I did think that he probably kept Knut in the dark with this plan, especially, and that was what the the opening scene was sort of implying here. But the way that I thought he was going to do it is perhaps with a fake hit or something, right? Like, I know, like maybe him then stabbing him from or anyways, just to fake him actually being hit in a certain way. But definitely Knut being left in the dark about the specifics of what it was. So instead, it was actually that he used a body double, and then the assassin killed the body double, right? So, and then of course at the very end there, Thorfinn was sent to kill the assassin so as to tie up any loose ends, because dead men tell no tales, and Askeladd trusts Thorfinn much more than he trusts some random assassin, right? Now, I did kind of briefly think maybe Swain really sent someone to do this, or maybe not Swain, but Floki, like in his over-eagerness, maybe took things into his own hands and wanted to do that. But again, it doesn't really make sense if you think about it, as is self-evident once we got to the scene explaining all the rumors and stuff, right? And it kind of ties in from last episode and what I've been saying for so many episodes so far, and that is really the burden of the crown, right? The kings of the Norse really can't do whatever they want. The kings of this period, in fact, of Europe, not many of them could exercise that much power and just say, you know, I want to kill whoever I want to kill, right? In this instance, especially for the Norse, the king remains the king because of the support from the military, and especially for the Norse, they really do put emphasis on the king being a capable military leader, a capable person in combat, that sort of stuff. And so, you know, they can't just go on willy-nilly and kill whoever they want, especially not someone like Knut, who apparently through Askeladd's words, has now gained some prominence on the battlefield because he managed to convince Thorkel to his side, right? So that is a great battle achievement of some sorts that will be respected by the military. And so there we go. You know, even again, throughout, I mentioned last episode to look at a great video called, you know, how dictators by Sufi Gray. You know, how dictators gain power and how they remain in power, right? And it's sort of similar concept to that with the military support and so on and so forth. Now, has there been instances in history where the king could, you know, feasibly just directly send their children to death in to avoid a sort of power struggle after his own death? Yeah, especially for instance the emperors of China. A lot of times they do something similar to that in order to balance out and avoid the power struggles, if you will, of their children. And that's not to say it hasn't happened in Europe as well. Particularly some Henrys from England were able to do this, and later on, as the concept of, you know, divine right to rule and whatnot became more prominent, the kings were given much more leeway in order. I guess you could also say that their power expanded considerably to the point where they could do something like this without suffering consequences. But not them right now, and definitely not Swain Forkspears. And this also kind of gives us a clue, a hint as to what exactly, you know, Knut and Askeladd have to do in order to get into a favorable position, right? Like, say for instance right now, if the king were to die of any cause right now, like, who would support Knut over his brother? That's part of the reason why Knut in last episode was asking Thorkel to go around and make friends with the other military leaders, because he needs their support, right? As of right now, like, if the king were to die right now, I would argue and say that Knut and Askeladd, you know, their side isn't completely ready yet, and there's a lot of ambiguous in terms of succession if the king were to die right now. And that's why I don't think that you know, they actually do have this plot in hand right here to do this, because that's sort of jumping the gun, right? And with that in mind, I think I kind of answered my own question as well. Is the king actually going to die of natural causes? I actually believe yes, right? The more I think about it, the more that is more reasonable, because definitely they are not ready yet, unless maybe, I don't know, maybe the sentiment right now is that they would, you know, the people, the military will sympathize with Knut more so than his brother. If that was the case, then yes, I can conceivably see Askeladd cooking up a plan to make it so that the king died of apparent natural causes, but in actuality was assassinated by, you know, their side, right? But yeah, that's something for the next episode or the next few episodes. I mean, we're literally ending this in 3 episodes. So, by my guess, I'm thinking that probably we're gonna end with Knut being crowned king here. And that would be a good way to end this season. Even though, you know, shit starts hitting the fan after that happens. But in any case, that's for another time and place. And so yeah, I really like this episode. Like I said, this is how intrigue is supposed to be done. Definitely reminds me a lot of the more intrigue heavy kinds of historical manga and stuff, and also some spy films as well. The nicely done ones, not the action ones. But anyways, so with the ending there, well, somehow I have a hunch that Askeladd's in quite the bad mood right now. And so even with his bad leg and all, yeah, Thorfinn, I would say he's about to get a thrashing. But that's just my prediction, right? I mean, it's entirely possible that Thorfinn is going to take advantage of Askeladd's bad leg and give him the beating instead. But, I don't know. I just feel that, you know, when Askeladd's in a bad mood, he's not here to play. He's going to really, really hurt you. So, that's that. Oh, and by the way, before we go, so I recently upgraded my computer, so all my settings have changed. I've done the best I could to sort of put it back, but if there's anything you guys feel strange about the video or my voice or whatnot, do let me know, and I'll try to get it fixed by the next episode. So, there we go. That's my review of Vinland Saga episode 21. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.